So today we are going to start with new topic, that is plant growth and growth regulators. Every plant during its whole life passes through two major stages called growth and development. Growth means growth of the vegetative parts like root, stem, leaves, etc. And development means reproductive growth, that is formation of flowers, fruits, etc. In plants, growth is a vital fundamental character of all plants, and the growth, it happens because of anabolic and catabolic reactions taking place within the plant body. Anabolic and catabolic reaction means constructive and destructive phenomena which are going on within the plant body. They are responsible for overall growth of the plant. In plants, growth retains capacity of unlimited growth throughout the life. So this is very diagnostic feature of the plants, because plant grow throughout their life continuously, while in animals it is restricted. The unique nature of plant growth is due to presence of specific tissues called as a meristematic tissue in the plants. They may be present at apical regions of the root and shoot, and these meristematic tissues, they are continuously dividing, redividing, and so it gives rise to new shoots and new roots, and by that way overall growth. Then how we can define this growth, especially in plants? It is a permanent increase in size, volume, or mass of the cell or a organ or as a whole organism, accompanied by anabolic and catabolic processes. Anabolic and catabolic process होऊन त्यांच्यापासून पेशींच्या सेल साईज व्हॉल्यूम मध्ये वाढ होणे किंवा ऑर्गनच्या याच्यामध्ये वाढ होणे किंवा ॲज अ होल प्लांटची वाढ होणे, त्यालाच ग्रोथ म्हणतात. The plant during its life while growing, it passes through various phases of the growth. And what are these various phases of growth? Basically, three phases that are observed in plants while growing, or individual cell. For example, when the cell is growing, it passes through three phases: cell division phase, cell enlargement phase, and cell maturation phase. So cell division phase, it is also called cell formation phase. Cells are meristematic, thin walled, with dense cytoplasm, large nuclei. Cells are isodiametric, without intercellular spaces. Here the cells are in the continuous stage of cell division and adds new cells. Second phase is called cell enlargement phase. In this phase, cells elongate in size due to higher turgor pressure. During this phase, large vacuole appears in the center, because of which protoplasm passes towards the periphery, and during this phase good quantity of proteins protoplasm synthesize. Permeability, elasticity, and plasticity of cell wall increases. Then third phase is called cell maturation phase. At this phase, cells matures and it differs into various shapes and size. Cells become specialized to perform functions in the plants. Cells become thick-walled, organized into tissue and the organ. So these are the three major phases of growth. These phases occur at individual cell level or as a organ level or as a whole plant level. Then comes next point, grand period of growth. Growth of the plants, they show that rate of growth is not uniform at all times. Initially, growth in any cell or organ, it will be very slow. Then it steadily increases rapidly until the maximum growth. And finally, the growth slows down. Thus, the growth passes through three major phases called lag phase, log phase, and decline phase or death phase. In the figure, the S sigmoid curve is shown, showing lag phase, log phase, stationary phase, and decline phase. What happens in the different phases? Like lag phase, it is the phase of cell formation. So in this phase, growth initially it will be slow and later on it starts increasing. Then in log phase, it is the phase of elongation. Here growth rate is very fast and rapid. Third stage, that is stationary phase, where the growth occupies a stationary or stagnant phase. And fourth, that is decline or death phase. At this stage, cells mature fully, growth becomes slow after this stage, and cell starts dying. If we plot the graph against growth rate against this time, then it is typically we get a sigmoid curve, and this what we call the grand period of growth. Now the next point is factors affecting the growth. There are various biotic and abiotic factors which affect the growth positively and negatively. Let us see about the abiotic factors. First, food supply. If plants are having a sufficient food material or food supply, then the rate of growth will be maximum. So food supply and growth rate, they are directly proportional. Similarly, second factor, nutrient supply. The maximum nutrients which are essential for the overall growth of the plant, if they are available in plenty or in sufficient quantity, then definitely the rate of growth will be maximum. So nutrient supply and rate of growth, they are directly proportional to each other. Third factor, soil. Good moisture and aeration in the soil as well as balanced minerals, they are essential, which directly affect the plant growth. Then water. We know the water, it is a medium for the metabolism. Water is a medium for dissolution of various type of nutrients in the soil solution. So growth severely affected by scarcity and also by excess water in the soil. If the water, there is a scarcity of water in the soil, the growth rate will be slow down. Or if the water is excess, that is waterlogged conditions, even then at that situation also growth rate is declined, because it causes waterlogging, causes non-availability of oxygen for the root cells, and automatically it affects the metabolism. Fifth factor, oxygen. As you know, oxygen is required for cell respiration and for releasing of energy, and we know this energy is then utilized for various activities in the plant cells. So availability of oxygen increases the rate of growth. Then temperature. Variation in temperature of the soil affects plant growth. The optimum range for the maximum growth of the plant, it is expected to be 20 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade. So in this range, if there is a variation in temperature, the growth rate will be maximum. Beyond this temperature range, if temperature increases highly, it causes evaporation or loss of water from the soil as well as from plant body, so it declines the growth rate. Similarly, very low temperature causes chilling or cold injury. Temperature beyond 45 degrees centigrade causes enzyme denaturation, and so the rate of growth will be reduced. The next factor, light. Light, we know it directly affects photosynthesis and transpiration and also overall growth of the plant. So plants show well growth in bright direct sunlight and poor growth in the dark. Then effect of plant growth regulators on the growth. It is observed that growth regulators like indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid, gibberellic acid, naphthalene, etc., they promote the overall growth of the plants. So these are about the various abiotic factors which affects the growth in the plants. Now, what are the biotic factors which affects the growth of the plants? First, microbial population. If there is a plenty of pest population, then automatically the pest they will depend on the plants, so the overall growth of the plant will be negatively affected. Soil microflora. Soil microflora increases the plant growth. For example, mycorrhizal fungi, blue green algae, azorhizobacteria, we know they perform the function of nitrogen fixation and others, so they help indirectly or directly for the growth of the plant. Other biotic conditions or bioconditions, for example, weeds. Presence of weeds affects negatively the growth of the plants because weeds exhaust nutrients. They compete for light, nutrient, space. So growth of the crop plant is negatively affected if the weeds are present. Then next biotic factor, genetic factor. Genetic factors determines the branching and growth pattern of the plant. Similarly, period of vegetative and reproductive growth. So what the genetic characters are present, they decide the growth pattern and growth of the plants. So growth is also depending upon the genetics or genetic factors. Then photosynthesis rate. Increase in photosynthesis rate, we know it directly affects the rate of growth. That is, it also increases the growth of the plants. So these are the important factors which affects the growth of the plant.